Welcome to the American Graduate School in Paris annual graduation ceremony. May the graduating students please come in.
Please welcome the AGS faculty.
We would like to thank the Canadian ambassador to France, who is our commencement speaker tonight, the Honorable Lawrence Hannon, who is always helping AGS and is always there for us also. I want to thank the students, all of the students, of course, because you make us what we are, but particularly those that helped in the conference and the students that created and made the Middle East Society such a success this year. Even our two exchange students from Siena, who just came for one semester, there you both are, they threw themselves in really completely on working on all the projects we organized, and it was just amazing to have exchange students with so much enthusiasm. So I will give you my 2 words in Italian, grazie mille, okay? Shortly you will be receiving your diplomas. And I want you to just sit back for a moment and take a look at my robe. Now I know you were all jealous of it when you were putting on your robes before. Almost everything on this robe means something. This fur actually tells you the level I studied in. It's a French degree. The color tells you what area I studied in. Everything has a message in this robe. And it tells people I achieved a certain level of education. You are going to be receiving diplomas. They're pieces of papers, they're diplomas. And they're going to say that you achieved a certain point in your education. But please remember that this robe and your diplomas, they don't have value until you start using the education that you got to get these diplomas and do something of value with it, okay? The more you do something of value, more that diploma is going to mean to you and to everyone else. Right now, we are extremely proud of you, of what you achieved. And you are part of Arcadia's and an AGS family now, and I hope you continue working with us and come visiting us regularly. But I want you to continue making us proud. There is so much to do. When you look at the cruelty, the horrors, the conflicts, the chaos that is going on in the world today. And I know we immediately start thinking of terrorism and war zones, and I'm thinking also of certain big business that have sweatshops in some of your countries, okay? I'm thinking of all the people that are greedy and make poor decisions, selfish decisions, and even cruel decisions. Now, some people believe that the world will always be that way because it's in human nature. However, I do not believe that, and guess what? I will not believe that. And don't you believe it either. Because if you believe it, you're not going to do anything to make it anything better. It's an easy way out saying, well, I'm realistic, it's never going to change. I can't do anything to help. It's an easy way out, okay? Don't take the easy way out. I want you to whatever you do, I don't care if you go into finance or NGOs or becoming the head of your government like some of you want to be to change everything. You'll do great things, you'll do little things, but do things that make you feel good about yourself. Be honest with yourself and know that you can make a difference. And little differences are just as important as the big differences. And we all can make little differences. Now, if you do that, you will give value to your diplomas. There's one more person that I want to thank and welcome, and that is Professor Haffar, who actually arrived from our partner school, Arcadia University, yesterday, and he's leaving tomorrow, so he just came for this. It's really whirlwind. I guess he's sort of used to that. Professor Haffar is Dean of International Studies at Arcadia. Please welcome Professor Haffar.
You are so proud. As the accrediting institution, for your degree, Arcadia takes special pride in AGS. In its mission, in its faculty and staff, students, we really acknowledge how special this program is. And in the location, the city that it's in, absolutely stunning. What each of you graduating today has done in completing your master's degree is of particular importance. At this point in our shared history, I would argue, to reaffirm the importance of diplomacy as the best tool for international relations. At a time when the role of diplomacy is all too often being called into question by loud voices, very loud voices, coming mostly, sadly, from the United States, but worldwide. This despite the mountain of evidence about the damage and the destruction and the upheaval that comes when dialogue is replaced by war as the favored means of solving our common problems. You are now masters of international relations and diplomacy. You've worked incredibly hard, as have the faculty and staff, and your family, who has supported you through your time through this program. And I understand there are several family members that are here tonight, and we should all applaud them, because you didn't get here by yourself. It is a huge commitment. You have persevered. I know because I'm sitting back in an office back in Glenside, Pennsylvania, reading about your successful defenses, sharing some of your trials and tribulations, and it really is an honor. So, with that, I want to wish you heartfelt congratulations as you enter the world as agents of change and hopefully proponents of reason in a world that often throws it off entirely too quickly. Congratulations on your graduation from all of us at Arcadia University.
I have already thanked the Canadian Ambassador to France. Now I would just like to say a few words about him. The Honorable Lawrence Cannon has been Ambassador to France since May 2012. From 2008 to 2011, he was Canadian's Minister of Foreign Affairs. Amongst his many achievements before and during this period, he coordinated emergency assistance to the people of Haiti after the horrific earthquake in 2010. He led the preparations for the G8 and the G20 after the economic crisis, also in 2010. Now, I've just given you a couple examples. He has achieved quite a lot in his life as in different ministerial functions and as a member of the House of Commons in Canada. So he has agreed to be our commencement speaker tonight, and we're very honored to have him. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Servido, President of this great institution here in Paris, Chairman of the Board. I'd like to acknowledge you as well for the work that you've done, and of course the members of the faculty that have worked so hard over the course of this year and of course the years previously to that, and you, the students. It's your night. Everybody's been telling you that, and I think it's extremely important that we're gathered here this evening for that, and it's with great pleasure that I accepted Eileen's offer when she said to me, do you want to, Lawrence, come and speak to the students? We had had a few glasses of wine, some great spaghetti, and a wonderful evening at her house with her husband, and of course, I'm pleased to be able to do that. I think it was mentioned a couple of moments ago, wherever you're from, however you got here, and whatever your future destination is, you will remember this day for the rest of your life. You can be very proud of what you've achieved here. Nobody can ever take that away from you. You're forever a graduate of the American Graduate School in Paris. And in that regard, I think it's worth giving yourself a great hand of applause. You might want to celebrate a little tonight. But more than the crowning of a memorable stage in your life, you should consider this graduation and this graduation day as the beginning of a most productive period of your life, literally a commencement. Now, some among you may choose to continue your studies, while others will head out in the professional world immediately. One way or the other, you are embarking on a journey where stiff competition and a rapidly changing environment will be the norm. The two most important tools you will be needing during this journey are knowledge and perseverance. Mine, as Eileen recalled a couple of moments ago, has been a career that spans roughly 40 years in public service at the municipal, provincial, and federal levels of government in Canada, and now as an ambassador. And along that way, I have met many interesting and important people, from the Dalai Lama to the King of Saudi Arabia. I have seen many foreign and fascinating places, from the ice fields of the Arctic to the sands of Afghanistan. I've dealt with a surprising variety of issues, from the safety of a baby car seat to nuclear disarmament. I've learned a lot on how societies choose or do not choose to govern themselves. But the most important thing that I have learned is that I still have things to learn. That is why I too decided to take some courses from AGS. So in a more modest way. Last year marked the end of my academic year And I must admit my celebrations were equally very modest. But I already know that change, rapid and radical change, is the only certainty in public affairs today, just about everywhere in the world. And that change is not always positive, far from it sometimes. In this, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, you've seen the ugly face of terrorism up close. Acts of barbarity belonging to another millennium in a world capital of civilization and sophistication. Now, I do not doubt that your studies have prepared you admirably for future challenges, but you must still be ready for anything. And there will be many, many unforeseen events in your life. Some pleasant surprises and somewhat downright discouraging. The best way to prepare for these possible pitfalls is to keep learning, to try to understand what at first blush might seem incomprehensible. But knowledge alone will not carry you where you want to go. Something more intangible, more personal is needed. That was recognized by some of the great minds of the modern era. Albert Einstein, for example, said that, and I quote, "Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world." Yet Thomas Edison also said, "Genius is 1%, 99% transpiration." So there's no way around it, my friends. You will need imagination, but you will still have to work hard at learning. Now, in a recent book entitled Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance, Dr. Angela Duckworth also postulates that grit is more important to success than IQ or talent. Now, according to her, to succeed, you must persevere and work hard even in the face of temptation, distraction, and defeat. In that regard, to have completed a university degree, despite the temptations and distractions of living in Paris, I guess you're already on first base. But you've not crossed home plate yet. As for defeat, I can tell you from experience that in politics, you do not necessarily win every election. And in diplomacy, you do not necessarily win every argument. Life is usually a sinuous path, not a straight line. So you must be guided by enlightened interests, strong motivation, solid principles, and perseverance. So explore your possibilities, identify and abandon the ones that will not lead to your goal. Find true passion and stick with it. And never, never let yourselves be discouraged by an unforeseen difficulty, not even by a failure that could arise despite your most carefully planned or your best efforts. I don't think anybody expressed that more eloquently than former President Theodore Roosevelt, who said in 1910 at La Sorbonne, here in Paris, and I quote, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcomings, but who does actually strive to do the deeds who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Take it from an older former AGS certified student who is very proud to share this moment and this day with you. Your place is not with those cold and timid souls. Your place, my friends, is now in the arena, striving valiantly towards high achievement. Thank you very much.
Simi Sola Ashekunowo, Nigeria, Masters of Arts in International Relations and Diplomacy. Thank you for your contribution to AGS community as a diligent student and a driven woman. We hope that Simi's serious research on the probable extinction of the African elephant will help tighten international law concentrating the trade of ivory. Emily Davison, USA, Canada, Masters of Arts in International Relations and Diplomacy, cum laude. Thank you for your hard work. Aurora Eck Nilsen, Norway, Masters of Arts in International Relations and Diplomacy, magna cum laude, and Masters of Arts in International Peace and Conflict Resolution from Arcadia University. Thank you for your amazing efforts, countless hours of sleepless nights spent co-organizing the AGS highly successful 11th Annual International Graduate Student Conference, and thank you very much for your time spent as the library technical assistant. We really appreciate it. Congratulations for completing the courses of a Master's of Arts in International Relations and Diplomacy in absentia. Ahmed Law, Egypt, Masters of Arts in International Relations and Diplomacy, magna cum laude. Thank you for initiating the Middle East Society and nourishing it into the most active and successful society of Egypt. Masters of Arts in International Relations and Diplomacy, magna cum laude. Thank you for your great leadership skills in co-organizing the 11th International Graduate Student Conference, which thanks to your efforts culminated in a highly informative and successful two-day event. Thank you for your dedication to Asia and expanding the IR horizon through successfully completing her international internship for credit at Paris College of Arts. Congratulations, Veronica, all the way to America. I would now like to take this time to acknowledge our two study abroad students from the University of Siena. Hi, guys. These two wonderful students have quickly become an important part of the AGS community, and we'll really miss you guys, and we hope to see you again soon. Join me in once more applauding our graduates. Class of 2016 to come forward, Aurora Eck Nilsen.
Thank you, everyone. I will try to keep it short because I can see you're looking at your glasses and wondering when there's going to be some wine. But thank you for being here today. Thank you to all the families and friends and everyone who's come and to support us on our big day. Today is a big day, and for some more than others maybe. For those who know me, I've been speaking about this day for quite a long time. Ever since I got here, I started asking about, will there be robes and what will happen? But in my defense, it's a pretty exotic event for a Norwegian girl. We've not really seen anything like this before. I know that for some of us, or probably all of us, as I said, it's a big day, and we've been having a lot of doubts along the way and experienced hardship to get here in one way or another. When I look around the room, one thing I really acknowledge, and one of the great strengths of AGS, is that we are a truly international school. And never did I think that I would end up in a school or in a class with people from all around the world and from every single continent, except Australia, but you know, and Antarctica. But it is truly international, and it makes a lot of sense seeing that we study international relations, and it really has added to the discussions we've had, and it really has challenged me as a person, giving me a lot of perspectives from, you know, a more non-Western perspective that I haven't maybe considered before. It has really taught us, I think, sensitivity, empathy, and also tolerance, which are maybe some of the key qualities for us and in our field. Another thing that I really think is a huge strength of AGS is our professors, and some of them are here today. I think I've learned something from each and every one of you and from all the professors we've had. I've never seen anyone as excited about a library as Professor Yates, for instance. It really taught me to appreciate books and sources and methodology. But what I truly think is the key quality or feature that all of our professors have here at AGS is devotion. And everyone really goes above and beyond to give every single student, to make every single student be seen and heard and give that extra attention, even if it's from social gatherings, inviting for lunches to have a conversation, or to help start up the Middle Eastern Society, or to help coordinate the graduate student conference. It truly is an amazing thing. So thank you to all the professors. Now to our graduating class. I think there's no better word to describe us than unique. I think I remember meeting every single one of you, not only because we're a small group of people, but also because you all have very strong and particular personalities, in a good way. And you're also all very loud. I mean, my neighbors can attest to that, it's true. But even though we don't agree on every single thing, like Irish bars or Bruno Mars, we have other things that we do have in common. Ahmed, I really truly admire your kind heart and your amazing social nature. It is really inspiring, and it will take you far wherever you decide to go. Sakshi, you're very quick, and you're not afraid to add to the discussion, any discussion, and you're extremely courageous, and I really, really admire that. Emily, you have the best one-liners because you just drop knowledge on all of us, and we're like, oh, we didn't know we could think about it in that way. And you're always very rational and logical. You know when you go to you get the right answer. Simi, you're such a hard worker, and I'm so proud of you for everything you've achieved. And your presence in every room is truly amazing. So thank you to all of you, because you really taught me something. Day for all of us, but it's actually also a very scary time, because the day of our graduation also marks our entry to the real world. And okay, we've been living in the real world for hopefully forever, but it's a very, very scary time, and there's a lot of competition and pressure on all of us as we enter this field. And I hear a lot of doubt among all of us when we speak to each other, and I just, want to say that we should turn this into something positive, because the fact that we are doubting ourselves also means that we care about what we're actually going to do. And we shouldn't forget to be grateful to ourselves for what we've learned. And it's easy to forget, because when you end up somewhere, you kind of forget where you started. Not to quote Drake, but but write a paper or you write a thesis, at some point you go, this is so obvious, why am I even writing about it? And it's because you've learned so much along the way. So I know that you guys will do amazing things, and I am excited to see where that ends. So I just want to thank everyone. I want to thank the staff, also the administrative staff. Thank you to everyone who got us through this education. And thank you for arranging this for us today. It's a very special day. And let us celebrate tonight. Thank you.